Welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Reboot Camp. It's now time to hit Black Hole in their home turf. In Mission 33, Hot Pursuit, Sturm takes command, blitz the Black Hole Citadel.
Lord Sturm!
And we're back to this music again. Of course, my first time playing the series, this was the first time I heard this song. Also, there is a line in this cutscene, and I really hope it's fully voiced. Oh, it wasn't. I was really hoping they'd fully voice this. I can just picture him saying, "The command is mine."
Of course.
I remember this line too, "There shall be adjustments." And we get to choose our characters here, though we don't really have much context on how this map works. I'd actually recommend going into the map itself, then quitting out and doing the character select, because this is a very unique map. You can choose any nation for any of the 3 slots here, and whoever it is who ends the mission is the one who gets scored. That was true in the GBA version as well. So for the center, I think I'm gonna... Okay, I originally wanted to pick Grit for the center, but I think I'm gonna go for Kanbei. I saw something online that hints at using more of a defensive strategy in the center, and Kanbei is pretty much the best tank CO in the game.
Behold, Kanbei's power.
And I mean that in terms of, like, you know, being defensive rather than the actual unit type. For the left-hand CO, we've seen a lot of Eagle, and I kind of need to get a bomber to destroy one of the cannons on that side, but I think I'm actually going to show off Drake here, just because the 2 damage on all enemies is going to be pretty useful.
Anchors away.
As for the other side, this is an absolute no-brainer. I am going Grid.
Howdy.
And Grid is going to be the absolute hero of this map. You'll see. It's always intimidating seeing Sturm on the mission start screen. You only face him 4 times total across both games, but all 4 of those times are terrifying. Well, actually, except this mission on normal. So on normal mode, this mission is a complete joke. On challenge, though, it's a lot more difficult. So yeah, this is where all the pipes go. This is what Sturm has been doing with everything he's stolen.
Gotcha. Whoa!
Yeah, they're not Colin after all. They don't benefit simply from hoarding a lot of money.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure everybody has at least one line in this scene, which is great. So we've got 3 cannons, and we have to destroy all of them.
Sonya.
Huh, you know what? I just realized I don't think they really justified why you had to destroy the cannons in the original game. Yeah.
Commander!
Yes.
Yeah, indirect fire will be vital. That's why you need Grid. And luring cannons. And that's what Kanbei's good for.
Oh.
So, on normal mode, this map is kind of a joke. All of Sturm's forces start behind a pipe, and you don't even need to fight anything unless you break the pipe seams, which you don't even need to. On challenge mode, not so much. These units will eventually get through these woods and down here into the central army. And here is where things get a little bit tricky, because my goal here, and if I achieve this goal, then the rest of this map is going to be massively simpler. But if I don't, I'm going to have problems. My goal is to get a tank, like, right here, and that's going to bottleneck Sturm's entire army from getting through. But, okay then. In order to do that, I kind of need to send some things down this side, because there are less forests on this side. The idea is the anti-air kills something there, then the tank goes and takes its place. This artillery's role is to make sure this airport doesn't get captured. Now, I hate how they give you mechs and APCs to start with, because this means that if you do this, you still can't reach that airport. And that's a problem on both the left and right sides. But Drake's role is mostly just to spam a bunch of tanks, whereas Grit, he starts with an artillery, which is kind of why I put him here, but the main reason I actually put him here is because he has a base here, whereas the other side has an airport here. Grit definitely wants to build artillery closer to the front, so... here's the thing though, Grit is going to need a tank. He can't have no direct presence, because that way the rocket that comes in kind of runs roughshod over him. Because Grit's not really great at taking out, like, if a rocket just runs up in front of him and all he has is artillery, the rocket can quite easily just dance around and avoid the artillery's ranges. You really need a tank to deal with that rocket as it comes, but that's hopefully the only tank Grit will get, because Grit's artillery should be warding away that medium tank. Now, Sturm does have a lot of naval forces in there, also we're getting to hear Sturm's theme again, which is amazing. But usually you won't need to deal with the naval forces unless you build navy of your own. The battleships, though, will eventually cover your bases and get very annoying. But, okay. So, here is the interesting point. Because of Sturm being able to ignore terrain, that infantry will be able to run over that mountain and try and capture the airport, and I want it to do that. Because I'm not actually going to move in with my tank and my anti-air just yet. First, we need to talk about Death Incarnate. Sturm's units gain plus 20 to firepower and defense, with movement cost of 1 across all terrain types except snow. So somehow Sturm actually got buffed in Black Hole Rising. He is effectively Advanced Wars 1 Kanbei without expensive units and free movement across all terrain. And here we go, Sturm focuses all his energy on his Super CO power, which is so strong that he does not need a normal CO power. He has the biggest power meter in the game, but Meteor Strike still works the same way it used to, pulls a giant meteor that hits in a 3x3 diamond, usually targets the biggest clump of units, does 8 HP damage, effectively putting them out of the fight, and also he gets plus 20 to firepower and plus 30 to defense, so he goes up to 40-50. Yeah, Meteor Strike is absolutely disgusting. And so, Sturm is easily the most broken CO, probably in the entire series, apart from maybe the main villain of Days of Ruin. But I think he really should be, because Sturm is meant to be like like God Rugal or Shin Akuma in a fighting game. Basically the ultimate boss character who is meant to be blatantly unfair as the true test of your skills. Oh wait, right, this is what I have to do. Okay, I think I got this now. So, the anti-air goes here. The anti-air just needs to be able to reach this space there. It's the tank that needs to be able to get in there. So the anti-air is there, tank is there. I capture both of these, and then I think I can afford to go for another infantry and another tank. Yeah, that takes Kanbei down to exactly 0. So, yeah, I'm gonna let that infantry try and capture that airport, and I still hate that I can't get to this airport on the first turn, but I might be able to ferry that infantry a little bit forward soon. Just get a couple of tanks going here. I'm gonna get an artillery just to have an answer to the medium tank when it comes. And now, at this point, okay, so this anti-air can go all the way to there. So if I put an artillery here, that should be, yeah, that can ward that anti-air away from moving its full distance. And now I move the APC over there, and then at this point, Grit is just going to start flooding out artillery. He's pretty much going to spam artillery for the entirety of this map. You don't even really need rockets that much, because there's kind of too many planes here for rockets. As fun as it is to shoot the cannons from halfway across the map with Super Snipe. But okay then. So Sturm is going to be moving his units in. And yeah, that anti-air was forced to hang back a little bit. I'm not really sure how much of a difference that's going to make in the long run. But I also want to make sure that anyone but Grit gets hit by the meteor strikes. Now, if I do this right, I'll only have to deal with one meteor strike, because after that, let's just say that we're not really going to be having a lot of combat with Sturm where it really matters. Yeah, those Neo tanks are incoming. The artillery are actually a bit of a pain, but thankfully they stick around the rear of the pack. Okay, so yeah, the foot soldiers, where they go, this is important. So here's what happens. Also, those rockets, be aware that obviously they can shoot over the pipe into where Kanbei is. You often view them as only a threat to the left and right COs, but they can hit Kanbei as well if you let them get too close. So, okay, hopefully the plan is going to work this time. So, this anti-air has to hit this, and this needs to be a one-shot, but I'm pretty sure it is always a one-shot with Kanbei. Yep, there we go, that's a one-shot. I don't know if luck damage is fixed for like the first few turns of a map, just like Advance Wars 1, but now this tank goes in here and hits this mech. Now, if things go all according to plan, here's what is going to happen. This tank cannot get hit by any of the mini cannons, but it does get hit by the central big cannon. So it's going to go down to 4 HP. The idea is that this mech eventually goes down to 1 HP, and if that happens, it will bottleneck Sturm's entire army. As long as I keep feeding in more tanks to join into that tank as it takes cannon fire. Meanwhile, I just try and stop him from getting this airport. He's probably not going to get this airport. Even if I do get this airport, though, it's not really going to make much of a difference because I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot of, like... Kanbei's job here is just to tank. It's not to, actually do damage. I can't really get this tank into a position where it can get, where it doesn't get fired on by two things. But, like, really, yeah, what I'm doing here is just feeding in more tanks so that these tanks end up joining into the central one. And hopefully this all works out, we'll see. Yeah, I get more infantry. Once I've set up the blockade with Kanbei, I really don't need to build many more units with him, so he can safely save up his funds for medium tanks to use as cannon decoys for the rest of this map. But, okay, then thankfully that's not in range, so I can just get like a little bit more income with Drake going right here, and the rocket's not in range either. So yeah, just setting up something. Sturm usually goes for anti-air versus tank engagements just because he's Sturm and has that 20% extra firepower. I'm a little nervous, but I think this is going to work. So right here, though, this is why I had the tank, because otherwise my artillery would be in trouble. So I guess I can go tank there, artillery behind. Yeah, you can't reach. And now you can start going over here. Just still very, very ever so slightly nervous about things. But once I get a good artillery wall going, Grit's pretty much unstoppable. In fact, I love it when Grit has 12,000, because that's exactly enough for 2 artillery in 1 turn. Now, okay, moment of truth here. That mech, again, like, what I need to happen is, that mech needs to fire on the tank, and it will go down to 1 HP. Yeah, because the big cannon shoots the anti-air because it's worth more. Okay, you going for that. I'm effectively minus 40% firepower because you have 20% defense. But even then, yeah, tank versus anti-air is not a terrible matchup. But yeah, as you can see there, what's going to happen is basically... Yeah, in fact, I actually think that Sturm's terrain ignorance is a weird thing to say, actually works against him here, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to get those 2 tanks to the either side. So what's going to happen here is the mech is going to reduce itself to 1 HP. It's going to want to retreat and heal, but it can't do that because Sturm's own units are in the way, and he always moves the mech before he considers moving like the recon and the tanks. So yeah, what will happen is everything will just get blocked, and this one tank is going to hold up Sturm's entire army. It's like the inverse of that photo of the guy standing in front of a tank in that square. Instead, it's one tank standing in front of a unit of foot soldiers. So yeah. Yeah, here we go. So this guy attacks. Now what should happen is he goes down to 1 HP. Yeah, okay, and it's very low 1 as well. So, from what I've seen of guides in the original, I think it's sometimes possible that even if my tank gets cannoned down to 1 HP, Sturm's mech will still not attack because it won't kill it, but I don't want to take any chances here. I'm just going to keep feeding that tank more tanks and just keep joining. Because with that thing on 1 HP, it's not going to consider attacking anymore, so yeah, and it can't retreat to heal. So now, as long as I keep joining, like, I can put this thing here, and then it ignores those. So, the plan here is, firstly, though, I need to, I mean, there's nothing better for this infantry to do, and this will let me reposition the artillery, I guess. So, yeah, take that, and then because the cannons are going to get distracted, then I can probably start capturing some of these. What I really want to do is get hold of one of the side bases, because then I can start building tanks out of them, and get more join fodder, you know, closer to me. So really, no reason not to just creep that closer to this infantry. Now the only possible issue that I'm going to have here is if the tank in the choke point gets hit by a meteor. And that's why I want to make sure there's very few units around that tank, and most of my units are clustered elsewhere. Because Sturm is definitely going to get more meteors, gonna get 1 meteor strike at least, just because of the fact that I'm gonna have to be killing some of his rockets soon. And yeah, as I said, Drake's main use here is just to get his power. And I guess, theoretically, Olaf... Actually, no, I can't use Olaf and Grit, so yeah, that's the reason it has to be Drake. I was like thinking, oh yeah, maybe I could use Olaf and then I wouldn't have a firepower reduction on bombers, but... actually, no, it does not work that way. Because, yeah, I wouldn't be able to use Grit in that case. And also, Olaf's Snow... It's kind of a shame that you really can't use Olaf for most of the later maps just because they're all team maps and Olaf is not a good team player. Even in Dual Strike, I think Olaf's only positive tag affinity is with Grid. Which, yeah, kind of makes sense. Forget if he has like 5% with Colon or something, but I'm pretty sure it's just Grid. And... Oh, I forget what their tag power is called, because I know Big Country is Grit and Max. Don't even know why it's called that, but yeah. But that's Grit and Max. And then, like, Andy has one with Eagle, he has one with Hawk, interestingly enough, and then one with Max. Do I need more tanks? I think I probably do need more tanks. Sammy obviously has Eagle. Sammy also has Sonya, as a reference to them both being at the academy together. I believe theirs is actually just called Girl Power as well. Like I said, this is why I built the tank with Grit, because otherwise I wouldn't really have much of an answer to this rocket when it got close, and if I leave this rocket alive, it's going to really hamper my capture attempts, and also possibly be a pain to convey. I suppose I can. Some of my artillery are going to get hit by tanks, unfortunately, is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Because, yeah, I have, like, potential for getting an enormous ton of artillery where they came from. I probably shouldn't be ending my move in a transport, but I just want to get these artillery moving as far forward as they can. Yes, maybe you can be on a defensive tile and then Unfortunately, these front two bases aren't really going to be doing a good job of getting the artillery once the battleships close in, because I feel like the battleships actually reach the right side CO faster than they reach the left side CO. I think the C's a little narrower there. But okay, yeah, that tank is still getting hit by the cannon. Because, yeah, that time it concluded that the tank was the bigger threat because the anti-air was so... And this is what I was saying about the rockets being a threat to Kanbei. I would say I'm annoyed at you hitting a capturing guy, but, yeah, Kanbei, his income... Like, at this point, Kanbei really doesn't need any more units, apart from more tanks to fodder into that one. Okay, wasn't expecting that to outright die, though. And I think the medium tank is going to go in a spot where my artillery aren't really going to do much. But, like, yeah, watch this. He's going to bottleneck himself, and this is going to open himself very much up to missiles later, too. So the idea is I keep them bottlenecked for until I can get grit to break through the pipe and just put artillery all down that western pipe, and then just pick them all off in one turn, one by one, and then probably get a cannon in the same turn. See, this is one of the rare maps where I actually kind of like going for super snipe over snipe attack, just because sometimes you do need the 2 range to reach one of the cannons. Yeah, if I was him, I would have shot that thing, because that would have prevented me from getting a base, but yeah. And now, again, because of the cannons, I can start making an effort to get that airport. Again, though, I'm pretty sure the meteor is not going to hit the, here. But how? Oh, he's not even really that close to meteor strike. But I do want that base, too. Just, I guess I can start capturing that, even though it will take me longer than usual. I would say I can get more infantry with Kanbei, hoping that the meteor hits them, but I find that usually, I think the meteor is a combination. Like, I've heard that it only has 1 AI in the remake, but it does seem to be a combination of value and like, total units hit. So, oftentimes, if Grit clumps a lot of artillery together, then that's where the meteor goes on this map. That's how it usually tends to play out. Okay, I can't actually outright kill that rocket, sadly. But what I want to do is... I sort of want to... I'm not even sure I want to destroy this 1 HP tank, but yeah, why not? He's not that close to Meteor Strike, but I think Grit's going to kill the rocket this turn, so he might get close to Meteor Strike soon. Oh yeah, right, the tank can still go through there, and the battleships are... if I put the artillery here, it might be able to hit the medium tank. Yeah, and here's the weird thing, now that I have this airport, I can probably start getting some air units with Drake, but, I think I'd rather get more tanks, because when I last practiced this, Drake was the first one to get hit by the meteor, and I really hope I repeat that this time. If it's Grit, it is not the end of the world, since it's totally possible that, since he's gonna definitely be able to build more artillery. And now here's the thing, he's gonna try and get that base, but I'll be able to surround it with artillery quite soon. I don't like the fact that that medium tank is not in range of any of my artillery, though. I mean, this might free more of the artillery to move away. I do have this base, though, which does mean that I can get artillery from here. Again, some of these things are going to get hit by the medium tank, but it's kind of going to be necessary here. He's getting pretty close to that meteor. And yes, like I said, okay, one of these is not fully in range. The thing is that if I do this right, I oftentimes have Kanbei not even lose any units in this map. Oh, okay, the tank is going to 1 HP this turn, I just realized. I really hope the mech doesn't attack it. That was a little bit miscalculated, but I guess now I can find out whether my theory is true. Come on. Oh, the mech ended its turn. It's not attacking. Okay. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure now I don't even need to worry about joining things into the tank. I was just kind of concerned about that, but, yeah, it looks like leaving a 1 HP tank there should be fine. Yeah, Sturm stuff tends to one-shot things. I just grit slight face of disappointment there. But yeah, in that case... I mean, sometimes I like to still keep joining things, but yeah, that mech isn't attacking at all. I can probably safely leave a 1 HP tank in there and just have Kanbei clump a whole bunch of tanks down near his base to try and make sure, because there's no risk to Kanbei getting meteored right now. Okay, I don't quite have that yet, so I sort of need to join into that, but... I don't know why that missile's gone there, but it actually... I don't like it, because it's blocking that pipe. So... I mean, just in case, I may as well join that, but, 10, I'm gonna need to join that too. So... Is he... Oh, because I'm attacking his medium tank this turn. He probably is going to use the meteor. In fact, something that might end up happening is if I clump my units around here and I have some of Drake's here, the meteor will actually hit that side because it will hit both Kanbei and Drake that way. Also for this strategy, do not destroy either of these two mini cannons, obviously. Because then Sturm's units will be able to get through them. Okay, here's the question. Do I... I mean, I can shoot one of his battleships, and these battleships do get very annoying for, like, your land forces, so I'm just going to resign myself to the fact that I'm giving Sturm Meteor Strike this turn. And so I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, attempt to, like, I'm going to cluster some units around here, I think, just to see if the Meteor will go for both Drake and Kanbei. Also, let's weaken you a little bit, so there's no risk of you getting that base. The annoying thing about these battleships is they kind of zone you out of getting these two missiles, and the missiles can help grit a bit later on. Yeah, I don't really like going up against a Sturm medium tank with a regular tank when when I'm on a road, so... Okay. Yeah, he's got some stuff in range of that. And by some stuff, I mean one battleship. He's also blocked my port, but despite being Drake, I wasn't really going to use it anyway. I sort of need to save up for, like, bombers with Drake. It's really weird to use bombers with Drake. Oh, there's a medium tank over there. Maybe the Meteor is not going to go for that area because, you know, it'll factor in the cost of Sturm's own units being hit if they get hit. But now that I can basically deal with this thing. Oh, crap, I just realized something. Does his Meteor give him enough firepower for that to kill a 1 HP tank? Oh no, I really, really hope that's not the case. Okay, yeah, that's actually really bad. So this is why I did want to make sure I was joining, because, I don't trust that right now. But okay then. Oh, I wonder about that. It's a very, like, it's not even 1 HP, it's like 0.5 HP, so it's a very, like, as low as that firepower is, still plus 40 though, and I'm still down to 1 HP, I just wonder if he's going to go for it or not. Oh, this is actually scary. I didn't really think about that possibly happening. Yeah, so if I build an artillery from here, he's gonna, like, double team it. Okay, please don't, because the thing that normally happens on this map with Sturm is I let him get his power in the middle of his turn, and that way he does still use it, but not until the end of the turn. And that way I didn't need to worry about, like, the tank. Oh no, please, please, come on, please tell me this is okay.
Prepare to embrace darkness.
Here it comes. I'm less worried about the meteor,
Meteor strike.
and more worried about the firepower on the mech. Okay, yeah, it did hit down there, which I think means it's going to hit Drake's capturing infantry as well, but I'm okay with that. Because that's what Kanbei is here for, but oh god, mech, please don't kill my tank, please don't kill my tank, please don't kill my tank. Okay, that artillery's probably dead. Oh wow, one-shotted, okay. Well, I mean, it is Meteor Strike. Oh yeah, this thing could probably die too. Sturm has a lot of fire. Okay, I still survived, that's fine. Okay, has the mech ended its turn yet? I'm really, genuinely terrified. Oh god, the mech hasn't ended its turn yet. Ugh. He's doing this. Oh, it's not quite a one-shot. Please, please, mech, please don't. Oh, it ended its turn. Phew, okay, good, I'm safe. Right, don't need to worry anymore. Now I know that it's totally safe to leave that tank on 1 HP. Because I think, like, that's just the way that the AI looks at it. It's like, even with, like, its firepower, it's like, yeah, that's that's like a 0.5 HP mech. It's not worth attacking a Kanbei. And this is the thing, if this was anybody other than Kanbei, I'm sure he would have gone for the attack on the tank. So that's why, as much as I really like using grit in the center for this map often, because that way, like, using grit in the center of this map is hilarious. It turns it kind of into a shooting gallery where you just build a whole wall of artillery and just pick off his units one by one until you break through the cannon. It is quite a fun method of doing this, but Kanbei is the only one who can block off this entire area like this. But okay. Okay, finally have that. Yeah, I'm not getting that anytime soon. But I have both of the bases, and that's really what's important. So yeah, at this point, Kanbei kind of just needs to focus on, I guess he can replenish some of his, like, infantry, but really what I want to just do with Kanbei is build, like, a bunch of, like, tanks and just group them to the bottom, just so that, like, he acts as a meteor lure. Eventually, Kanbei might start building medium and neo tanks. Now, I have Squall. Not going to go for it yet. I probably do want to go for... Oh, right, he has some stuff in range of that infantry. Yeah, look at this, I don't even one-shot this unless it's a really low... But, yeah, even though it was a really low 3, it was still gone. And, I don't want to speak too soon, but I really don't care about technique with Drake on this map, so here's the problem. I'm approaching cannon range. But the thing is, I was going to say, oh yeah, I don't even need to worry about this missile. I actually do. Because, weirdly, I'm going to be using bombers with Drake. But if I am going to be using bombers with Drake, I need to have Kanbei build, like, decoy units for the cannons. Because otherwise, the bombers are going to be the first things the cannons shoot, and, obviously that's not, going to be what I want. Because here's the thing, Drake's bombers do 66% base damage to cannons at full HP, and if they go down to 5 HP, they do 33%. So, he exactly 2-shots, assuming he only gets hit by a cannon once. So the idea is that Kanbei acts as a decoy, so that Drake gets the bomber in, it hits the cannon, the bomber gets shot next turn and goes down to 5, and then he finishes it. But okay then. Yeah, this infantry is, well, I would say it's not long for this world, but, Meteor Strike, it has 50% defense, and is on a property, so... Well, I mean, at least I can pick this off. But... I mean, I could try and, like... See, the battleships are really annoying, to be honest, but... I really wish I could actually take this thing out and then put the infantry... I would have been able to if he didn't use Meteor Strike, but... He was going to get Meteor Strike eventually, and yeah, like I said earlier... The idea behind what I'm doing here is that he's probably only going to get Meteor Strike once. Which is not typically the case in this map, but if you bottleneck him like this, he usually only gets Meteor Strike once. Now be aware the cannon can also shoot over the pipe. But I suppose if I go here... Yeah, right now I need to start breaking through there, but also getting some artillery up there to reach that cannon. That guy is gonna... I mean, I can try and, like, put him on the HQ, but nah, it's 2 battleships hitting him, he's gonna die. Just doing this mostly for technique. Because I'm pretty sure grit scores are the ones that are gonna count on this map. And there goes the meteor strike bonus. Yeah, as I said, the cannons can shoot the sides. Oh, this is why my infantry are getting hit. The cannons, the mini cannons, are no longer shooting the tank in the choke point. I do still really like how I've already said this, but I do still really like the way that like they did black hole naval units, because they really didn't, like, they just looked like Orange Star naval units except black. So, like, I love the fact that they actually look different now, and like the battleships just have those retractable cannons. It's just, yeah, it's really cool. But the fact that Sturm has 4 battleships in this map is kind of annoying. At least he can't ever build any more. Oh right, that medium tank still exists. I forgot about that. I mean, once Drake gets a bomber, even a Drake bomber is still a big threat to a medium tank. It's just kind of like the way this game goes. There's a lot of, and I guess now that I'm in a situation where I don't need to worry too much about the various issues of this map, I can kind of give, I guess, like a topic of the day, and in this case it would be, like, there's a lot of things I can say, and I'm actually getting close to the end of Advance Wars. I do want to save one topic for the final battle, and that is just, you know, I feel the significance of Advance Wars as a whole, and, like, why I think it's so important that this remake exists. But I think also there's the fact that I think, I actually think Advance Wars was a very good primer for me getting into Fire Emblem. And what I mean by that is that not only was it like a turn-based strategy game, but also Advance Wars has like very, very clearly distinct unit relationships. Like, there's very much like rock, paper, scissors kind of relationships between all the units. It's like certain things are good against certain other things and, you know, bad against others. And it's often very, like, the rock, paper, scissors relationships are usually fairly strict in the way that they play out, and that is sort of true of Fire Emblem as well, but with Fire Emblem you also have to deal with, the RPG elements, and, like, growth rates, and, like, the fact that characters can be RNG dependent, and permadeath, and, like, there's, and, like, of course, there is a lot to deal with in Advance Wars as well. But I feel like Advance Wars definitely, it sort of taught me the elements of strategy games in a bit more of a controlled environment, and one where I, again, learned the basic concepts, like, you know, this unit is good against this other unit. Like, it's kind of similar here, like, for example, how, like, artillery, like, medium tanks beat regular tanks, but artillery typically beat medium tanks, that kind of thing. It's sort of like how, usually Pegasus Knights are weak to bow. Well, I mean, sort of. That is a thing with Fire Emblem, though, is that sometimes the relationships don't quite play out the way that they're supposed to, because this is a tangent that I entirely planned on waiting until playing, like, let's say, Fire Emblem Engage to talk about, but, like, an issue that I kind of have with Wyvern Riders is that Wyvern Riders, like, as a class, it's very clearly balanced around you only getting 2 of them per game, and those 2 joining mid-game. Like, the games, like, I feel like the games where Wyvern Rider is broken are usually the ones that let you freely reclass to Wyvern Rider, because you're not supposed to have, like, anybody you want as a Wyvern Rider. It's meant to be a class that, again, only, like, 2 or 3 people in the army have, and they join mid to late game. I guess I can just build more things to distract his battleships. How many? Grit's lost 4 so far. And I don't quite have the artillery barrage going that I really want, especially since I've got a couple of them in range of the, both of them are going to get hit by the cannon, aren't they? At least I've broken through the pipe, though. Because my idea is eventually that I'm going to build so many artillery that his cannons just won't be able to stop them all. because I only really need 2 artillery to be in range of a cannon during Grit's power. Yep, that's 1. And let me guess, the second cannon is going to go on... There we go, yep, I thought they would. But I can always just join those. Oh, I thought that was the medium tank, but it was actually the battleship. So, there's that thing, and I've got another tangent that I wanted to go on as well, but it's a little less relevant than that. But it's something that I did plan to talk about at some point in this game. It's a little bit of an addendum to my whole thing of, like, during the Olaf mission. I planned to talk about it then, but I was talking about how, like, when a friend of mine, you know, got me to kind of play Advance Wars, I originally expected it to be like a, you know, super ultra-violent gore fest. And the reason why I was fair in assuming that is that this is something that I've been planning to talk about, because it's something that I feel like, I don't mean to be all like, back in my day and stuff, but like, I grew up during like the 90s and mid-2000s, and we're getting to the point where like the 90s is considered like a bygone era. Well, it already is, which again makes me feel old, but there's an aspect of it that I feel... It gets talked about a little bit, I will say. It gets talked about somewhat, but it's something that I really want to give my thoughts on, and that is the whole idea of the quote-unquote edgelord era. And this is why I expected what I did from... Oh, he's still going to shoot the bomber, because the bomber's worth a little more, but yeah, oh well. This is why I made that assumption regarding like this game potentially being like violent and gory, because back in the late 90s, and some people like stereotype this as being part of the 90s, it was also very much a thing in the 2000s, I think, as well. And I especially noticed it during the mid-2000s, because this was also the era when all of the kids at school were like, oh, you still like Pokemon? That's kiddie stuff. All the cool kids are playing Grand Theft Auto. Because, and I'm not saying, like, Grand Theft Auto was obviously, it was a good game, and definitely, like, actually a lot more mature and, I feel like there was probably a lot more mature and sophisticated plot-wise than a lot of people thought it was. But, like, here's the thing. A lot of video game companies in the, like late 90s and early 2000s would directly pander to the edgelord tryhard kids who thought they were cool just because they played M-rated, or in my country, MA-rated video games. And so... you got this thing where, like, and the thing is, this is actually something that like, I saw this in a Naughty Dog, like, Naughty Dog was doing, like, a developer playthrough of, one of the, I think Crash Bandicoot as well, and this is actually where I lost a lot of respect for, this was before I lost more respect for them due to the crunch culture of, The Last of Us, but, I actually lost a lot of respect for Naughty Dog when I found out that the reason why Jak 2, and Jak 2 is a good game as well, like, don't get me wrong, Jak 2 is also a good game, but the reason why Jak 2 is the way that it is because, like, why Jak, like, mildly swears, like, there's a bit of hell and damn. It's definitely used a lot more in a much more sophisticated way than Shadow the Hedgehog, but, still. Like, honestly, Jak 2 to me is Shadow the Hedgehog done right, in terms of, like, yeah, it's edgy, but it's also a very good game, and also it is sophisticated in its edgy humor, and anyway. I don't think I can really, because I don't like feeding those battleships like one infantry a turn. I think I should kind of resign myself to the fact that, I'm not gonna get anything more out of these bases anytime soon, and should instead just focus on... It's a good thing that missile moved away, because the real reason I wanted it to move away is so I can get those missiles, but yeah. But yeah, the reason why Jak 2 is the way that it is because they were like, oh, if we make these cartoonish, child-friendly franchises, the kids that are actually the target audience are not going to want to play them. Because these days, kids only want to play edgy, M-rated games. Which is really bizarre and kind of laughable to think about these days, but that's actually what happened. And like a lot of these games, again, they were not targeted towards the quote-unquote mature audiences. They were targeted towards those edgy try-hard kids who thought they were cool just by playing them. And so part of why Advance Wars impressed me was because it wasn't like that. At least not until... Okay, so here, and I guess the other thing as well is that like some of these companies were doing it as well because... Okay, the Western companies were doing it to aim at the Grand Theft Auto loving like kids. The Japanese developers were doing it because they thought that doing that was what appealed to the West. And apparently that's why Shadow the Hedgehog is the way that it is, because they're like, ooh, the Westerners are gonna love this game so much, it has guns and swearing. It's just like, and again, apparently I have heard that that is actually why Days of Ruin was as dark and edgy as it was. Because, like, originally I thought it was to kind of address the criticisms about the kind of not taking war seriously, but no, apparently it was to appeal to the West. Which, yeah, I do find a little weird. I'm not going to use Typhoon just yet, because I want to wait until I am in a good position with Grit before I do that, because Typhoon is going to slow down Grit's artillery with the rain. I feel like I'm not really getting anywhere with this tangent, but well, I mean, I suppose Drake could get 2 bombers, that's really it. Like, all Drake's bombers need to do is destroy this cannon. Because if Drake ends the map, I've been doing this horribly wrong. Now, this infantry is also probably just gonna, like, die. I would like Drake to get the silos at some point as well, so... But yeah, I was very unashamedly one of those kids who still appreciated franchises like Pokemon back in those days, and was just like, hey, you know, we don't need something to have, like, you know, blood and gore and sex for it to be considered high art. It's also a reason why, and this is a very kind of bizarre thing to talk about as well, but it's part of why the Lego Movie 2 was actually such a cathartic experience for me, because, I mean, okay, this is kind of a spoiler for the Lego Movie 2, but essentially the villain of the Lego Movie 2 is basically that attitude made manifest. The aspect of a young teenage boy's psyche that just wants to, that thinks only things that are dark and edgy are worth it, and doesn't realize how much that's alienating his sister, and it's like affecting his relationship with her. Yeah, I need some more artillery to go towards the northern cannon as well, so... Things are going to be, I guess, a little slow going for a while. But while Grit's busy getting that going, I can probably start going for Operation Drake Bombers. Still don't like the Grit's artillery getting hit by those cannons. Actually, Kanbei should send some tanks to the right. That will stop the cannons from hitting Grit's artillery. I've been so busy creating a meteor clump lure with Kanbei that I didn't realize I don't even need one. Because again, it's very unlikely that he's going to get Meteor Strike. So yeah, tanks roll out to that side and be a giant distraction, so that Grit stuff does not get shot. Oh, okay, now I can get a Neo Tank. And that will free up Drake. Yeah, you know what? I think I will actually get the Neo Tank here. Yeah, I really should have been getting more tanks over on that side with Kanbei. Though I think I can actually go there and I'm fine. Just gotta be aware there's also another cannon. sort of want to see if I can get some infantry into the silos, because, again, I may need them for grit later. It's going to give Sturm a little bit of meter charge, but I actually wonder whether I should weaken this just to make it easier for Drake to reach the silos. This does mean the bomber's going to get shot by the cruiser, and that's going to give Sturm even more meter charge. So this may cut things a little close. Okay, yeah, one Kanbei tank is in range of that cannon. Right, this is what I want, because now I can start setting some artillery close to that. Sturm may actually hit them. Actually, no, I think the money cap's a lot higher than that. Oh, okay. The Kanbei tanks got taken down to 2 low HP. Okay, how much power is this going to give him? Oh, that's a decent amount. Oh, he's still not really close to half. Oh, the missile blocked again. Oh, it's because because I actually do need the tank down there. Don't know why this... Oh, I think it's trying to intercept my artillery. Of course, it's not, you know, his turn yet. But right, here's the plan. Destroying these mini cannons is totally fine. Because now that's in range of that, and... Yeah, I think the cannons are aware that Kanbei's units are more expensive. It's okay, that bomber can go in next turn. And you've done your job. Okay, so let's see where the cannons go. What? Why did it... I guess it doesn't know that Kanbei's units are more expensive. Okay. That's weird. Unless... No, Kanbei's... No, I checked. The Neo-Tank was in range. That's really weird. I have potential access to a silo, though, now. That's weird, though. If I'd known he'd do that, then I wouldn't have thrown away my other bomber. So yeah, now this only does 33. Guess I might be able to get the other bomber to do something. Okay, Grit's getting pretty close to being set up right now. Alright, that battleship is trying to get my infantry now. Suppose I can go for one silo hit. I sort of want to hit the artillery with the silo, because they're kind of stopping Grit's artillery from moving further up because of this range specifically. I think I will try and get a second infantry in range of silos, though, potentially. And now that the battleships aren't down there. Okay, good. Grit didn't get hit by the right cannon. But I was hoping one of the battleships would shoot the APC, because now I do have the other missile. Okay, yeah, that's gonna take forever. See, here's the thing. I've got some possible joining bombers up there now. I think instead of going for Drake's power, the problem is if you start, like, you don't really want Sturm to start joining a lot of units here, but I should still be able to secure the 5 kills that I need. Because my idea here is that I weaken his artillery enough to the point where I can safely put a couple of my artillery around here. Because without Grit's powers, it's really hard to shoot this black cannon. The central one. So yeah, I do want to try and make sure that I get... yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, build kind of like a wall of artillery around this pipe. Yeah, that. I think in Super Snipe, I think I do destroy that cannon. Then get the APC out of there before it dies. So even this will probably be able to kill something during Grit's power. In fact, maybe if I get a rocket from here, maybe the rocket will be able to kill something. Okay, he may start joining, and I think even if he does start joining, he's probably not gonna end up ruining the choke point. So we'll see what he does. I don't know if 4 HP is low enough for him to start joining stuff. Because I'm definitely going to go for Drake's power this turn. Most of Grit's stuff is stationary. Well, that's definitely not joining. Yeah, most of Grit's stuff is stationary, so... I love how you can see the cannon in the background there. So, like, he doesn't really care about the rain reducing his movement. Oh, the thing is, though, I have to actually delay finishing off one of the cannons with Grit until Drake destroys this one. But I feel like maybe, yeah, this cannon's gonna shoot the Neo tank instead of the 5 HP bomber. Alright, okay, so as I was saying, I am bringing the Storm now.
Panic is for landlubbers.
I find it kind of weird that Sturm ignores snow, but not rain. But I guess because snow ruins Lash's movement cost with terrain tactics, it kind of makes sense as well. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing in the original, but okay. So, join 33%. Okay, yeah, one more hit from a 5 HP or more bomber will do it. And why not Drake Fighter? I've used both those silos, so okay then. Now it is time for Grit to unleash the ultimate, like... I don't know if there's ever been like a Wild West gun duel in the rain, but okay then, it's time.
You can't hide. Super snipe.
And this is going to be redemption for Nature Walk, because now I'm actually going to get to shoot a cannon during Super Snipe. I don't even know if my rocket can hit anything, though, which is sad. And yeah, you get the normal... Oh, it can hit the mini cannon, but it doesn't one-shot. But yeah, you get the normal, you get, like, the original superpower theme for this, which means that we don't actually get to hear we're not going to hear the character-specific power themes for the rest of the game, because the next mission is also going to give us the, is going to give us this power theme. So okay then, I need 2 of my artillery to destroy the top cannon. That is gone. Now, and this is important, we do not destroy this cannon. And now the remaining units need to kill 5 things. Which shouldn't be too hard if I just prioritize the 2 HP weakened things. This is why I brought Drake. I love how this looks in the rain too. Just in general, I don't know what it is with rain and making battles look cool. But like Fire Emblem does that for a lot of its maps too. I was thinking of, you know, one of the chapters in Engage specifically, but also one of the chapters in Awakening also has a pretty good rain battle. Just thought of another rain battle, but it's on a route that I very much dislike. So let's not talk about that particular rain battle. You know, I guess for maximum irony points, I can just try and kill his artillery. In fact, it's probably better if I do, because that way he has less chance of getting Meteor Strike later on. So, goodbye other artillery. In fact, because they're on 2 HP, I think, because map damage doesn't charge power meters, killing these 2 HP units really doesn't give Sturm a whole lot of power charge. So, okay, these 2 both destroy the cannon. 1, 2, 3. I think I've only got 4. So I think I actually do need to get 1 more kill. And I guess why not? Here's where things, though, get annoying, because as you can probably see here, I either finally finish off that 1 HP mech, or I get 2 of the artillery on something else. Either way, the choke point is broken. It served its purpose, though. Because, yeah, the moment there is an empty space down there, the mech is going to be able to retreat, and the other units are going to be able to shuffle themselves around. So now Kanbei has to just, you know, not die. So, on that note, let's go ahead and just weaken this Neo tank a little bit. Why not? So, okay, yeah, next turn, this cannon probably shoots the Neo tank, in which case, I think I actually can win in the next turn. And he doesn't have Meteor Strike. So, okay. So, as you will see here, I'm pretty sure that mech is going to retreat now, because there is an empty space for it. And there we go, yeah, I did shoot the Neo tank. So, finally that decoy plan worked. Yeah, see, the mech retreated. Oh, it always sucks when, like, a pathetically weak artillery kills something. But, yeah, so, unfortunately for Kanbei, his choke point is going to get broken. I feel really bad for that tank. That tank is a hero, and will be awarded the highest posthumous honors for stalling Sturm's entire army for as long as it did. But yeah, now he's just going to go berserk inside Kanbei's lines. But he has no infantry, so as long as Kanbei doesn't get totally wiped out, he won't lose. I've actually lost the final battle before due to one of the COs actually getting wiped out. That's how I found out the hard way, that if one team loses in one of these team games, you fail the entire mission. But, see, yeah, here, I don't really exactly care what Kanbei does. No, I can get a transport copter for exactly 6,000. Because hopefully, also this means the rain's gone. Means you don't get to end this during the rain, which would have been cool. But it's nice to see Drake get used. Yep, that is one dead cannon. And now, Grit should be able to finish the final cannon. But let's build stuff out of all of his bases, just in case I am running low on technique. I feel like this is probably a map where power and technique are like lenient, just like Great Sea Battle, but yeah, built 45, lost 9, that should be enough for technique. I was hoping the weakened artillery could do it, but yeah, let's just end this.
Lord Sturm! Yes, sir!
Oh, I love that phrase, Storm of Death. I don't think this was in the original. They didn't mention Cosmoland here. I love the dramatic irony here. We know they leaked that intel on purpose, but these guys don't. Well, actually, no, they do know. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, if you don't get there soon, they're going to be launching missiles everywhere.
Oh, man. I think we should listen to the boy.
Right.
Yeah, for once, someone's actually showing Andy respect and it's Sensei. I do wonder how it would have been if Sensei and Andy had gotten to interact more.
Oh, yeah!
My, oh my. One more nut to crack.
Yeah, I remember this line quite well because Grit's like pretty much always the one I finish this mission with. It's a very Grit-focused mission, but next time, it is the final battle, the conclusion of the challenge campaign. And one I've been looking forward to showing off because this map is totally different from the normal mode version, possibly to its detriment. So, I will see you guys next time for the grand finale and Sturm's last stand.